Looks like we have a visitor. He must be the local building inspector. Hey everybody, it's Jason from Frank's Homestead, and this is day one of the office remodel. And today, all I'm trying to get accomplished is I'm going to get these doors off of here. We got some trim around it. I'm going to check it for square because it's been a building sitting here for about 7 years. So I want to make sure that the opening is square before I start framing it in for the door and for the window. So here we go. Before I can move on, I've got to check this to make sure it's square and still level. If not, I've got to address that first before I do anything else. It looks like we're good as far as level. Let's check it for square. Okay, so we've got just a little bit off over the last 7 years, but it's maybe a 1/16 at the most. That's not very much to worry about. Yeah, that's looking pretty good there as well. One more time, check for square. Once again, that's not bad. We can live with that. And the reason is because around the door and window, you're gonna leave a gap anyway, which will help compensate for any little micro discrepancies just like that. And then once the door, window's put in place, then we'll spray foam insulation around it to seal it up. But I can live with just a fraction, small fraction like that. So now it's on to figuring out the rest. Okay, so the door behind me here, the side is 81 3/4, and we're gonna give it an extra 1/2 inch on our framing when we do it, so that way we'll be at 82 1/4 inches on the framing. And then on the width, it's 37 1/2. Well, we'll also make sure that we add, on this case, we want a 1/2 inch on each side. So we're gonna add 1 inch. So it'll be 38 1/2 inches for framing. So I'm just gonna start by measuring all the way across the top there and cut my board's length. And then I'm gonna lay everything out on the floor inside. Okay, so I cut some plywood to put in between my 2x4s, and that's going to give me, once you put the other 2x4 on top, that's going to give me 3 1/2 inches, which is the width of a 2x4. Okay, so when this is done, that'll be up atop, up against the header that's already there, just like that. It'll be down here, but what I'll do is I'll frame the rest of it first, before attaching it to this second header. That way I can nail through this way into the 2x4s. And then I'll put it up, and then I'll put the header in, and then I'll finish attaching it. Okay, so far I've got the frame. So this is for the door. Got my bottom plate down there, got a second 2x4 for structural, and after measuring this, it is exactly 1 inch wider than my window, which is perfect. 1/2 inch on each side for sealing purposes with the insulation spray foam. So that works out really good once it's just framed. So now what I got to do is I plan to put the top of the window on that top plate up there. So now I just got to measure down what I'm going to need for my distance down, cut another board here, and some structural support. Alright, so the basic framework is done. And there's the opening for the window up there. And here's the door. I decided not to put that top plate on until I get the rest of the frame up, and then I'll see if I can squeeze it in there. Make it a little easier to put it up, and then I can nail it. Alright, so there's the basic framing all done. It's all nailed in, ready to go. Now I'm just gonna put up my exterior sheathing, and we'll be able to put in the door and the windows. All right, well, we've got this pretty much done. All I've got left to do is I'm waiting on some window wrap, because I thought I had some here. I was pretty positive I did, and it turned out I did not. So instead of making a long trip back to town for $20 worth of material, I just ordered it online. It'll be here the next day or so, and then I can put the window wrap on and put the window in and put the door in. But until then, I'll caulk all these joints in the plywood and get it sealed up. If you watch my other videos, you might have seen that one of my videos I salvaged some vinyl siding. And it's gonna be enough to do this front and clean it up, and it's gray also like the rest of the building, so just gonna go that route. Yeah, so we're getting real close. Another day, just gotta wait now. Another day though, I'll have this buttoned up pretty quick, and at least it'll be dry anyway. And so until then, I'm gonna move on to the inside, because I got some stuff to do. And one of them is I cut 2x4s. I cut 2x4s for these corners. There's nothing along there to screw the drywall to, so I got to fix that. And then also up here along the ends, once again, I wasn't planning on drywalling this at the time when I built it, but I got to add a stud up here all the way on this side and the other end. So it'll have a lip to screw the drywall to. Okay, I'm going to set it right here for now. Hopefully you found this to be useful and informative, and thanks for watching.